feels like only, ooh, wrong hand.
No.
It feels like only 4 hours since I last saw you. I reckon 4 hours. Yeah, do we think? Get me socks off and do a bit of adding up. I've got my table leg in the way again. Do you know, it's a pain in the neck, this table leg. I've got to get my caster just in the right place. Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? It's a lovely day. It's bright and sunny. We've got the blinds down, as you can see, for the sunshine being out in, you know, arms. Apparently it's going to get cold and, well, cold, I say cold. It's going to get blowy and a little rainy at the weekend. So if you come into the FYLDE Coast, don't forget to pack a Mac. The thermometer is still on 30 degrees, the office thermometer. So it's still cracking the flags. Oh, Gren, round of applause. Round of applause for Gren. He has to share his good news. He has to share his good news. He's just had the all clear from suffering from bowel cancer for the last year, and he feels like the luckiest and happiest person in the world. Well done, Gren. You're in good company. You can spend an afternoon of entertainment with us. I'm really pleased for you. Seriously, all joking apart, I am really, really pleased for you, because it's a sod, isn't it? Oh, goodness, I think I've got a ghost. It's like a I don't know, like a thing on the edge of the window, and it's just dropped off, and I could see it, and it sort of caught my eye. So hopefully today we won't have any gremlins, because I've taken Mark Dodsworth's advice, and I'll share this with you. We'll see whether it works, and anybody else that needs to might want to use it as well. Apparently you put it on your phone on airplane mode, which cuts the Wi-Fi and turns all that off, and then just underneath the airplane button is a Wi-Fi connector, which it reconnects the Wi-Fi, but the phone stops in airplane mode if you followed that. So that's what I've done. We'll see whether or not it works. Right, so Gren says, my videos have given him so much needed laughs, thank you. Well, you're very welcome, Gren. And I've literally dashed back to Blighty and uploaded the video that I've made at Affinity this morning, so that will make you laugh. I'm saying no more. Watch it when we're finished here. Watch it when we're finished here. So we are, of course, all bats, and while we're talking about Gren, a big thank you to Gren, because Gren is the next recruit on the Backmap. Gren's mug is on the way. It's ordered. I've had the notification to say that it's been dispatched. And we've done this the old tech way, because Gren has sent, I like getting post and letters and things from you. Gren sent a letter and a very nice donation as well. So thank you ever so much for that, Gren. Very much appreciated. And he says Blackpool is his spiritual home. He's coming for 10 days in 3 weeks and counting. So he's counting the day off, and watching our videos makes him feel like he's already there. And Gren is in Bolton, so I'm going to stick you on the map, Gren. So if you've been suffering with an illness, you'll have had a lot of needles stuck in you, but just bear with me a second while I stick another pin in you. So are you ready? We're going to put, I think we'll put Gren up here. We'll start another column on this side. And I'm just going to do that juggling thing where I hold on to it and pin at the same time. So there you go, Gren. You are on the map, and we've got pins in the Bolton area. So you are now an official bat, along with all these esteemed people who also have a bat cup. So this is a bat cup. Obviously, bat is Brew too. So we're all bats, but we knew that anyway, didn't we? With illustrations by T-Boy. If anybody else wants a bat cup and wants to be on the Backmap, the link to get your cup is in the description underneath. Thomas says, where's it gone? I really appreciate all your videos, especially the little whistle-stop tours of historic places of Fleetwood, Cleveland and Blackpool. Keep up the good work. I will keep up the good work, Thomas. Cat wants to know where the top's from. It's a dress, Cat. I'll stand up. It's a dress. It's a Kath Kidston one. Obviously bought in the sale because I never buy anything full price if I can possibly help it. And I've had it sufficiently long enough to have bought a bigger size, which is sufficiently big enough to fit me. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I've grown into it. Yes, can you hear the insults coming from T-Boy? So, just one more thing to say before we crack on, because I've got a right pile of stuff here to show you. Please, could you share this video, any other video, the channel, whatever you like, with all your friends, and tell them to subscribe for Visit FYLDE Coast, please. That's my special request for today. Right, moving on. So, what have we been up to this week? Well, talking of being insane, our lovely Eric the back mascot, and Christine, his sparring partner. I don't know whether you've ever read the comments, but they are so funny. So funny. So I put the other day, "You're mad, you two." So Eric has said, "Mad? Mad? Us? Really? Never." He says, "That's a very strong word, Jane. I cannot, of course, speak for Christine, but I prefer to say that I'm infected with just the merest tincture of eccentricity." It's not what my sons say, however. They would say that rather than having 2 feet on terra firma, I may have one big toe tickle in the carpet. And some days not even that. Personally, I would say that prior to discovering Visit FYLDE Coast and the unique rabbits that pop out of the top hat, I was the sanest, down-to-earth chap you could meet. So there you go. I stand accused and I'm guilty. I'm sorry. It's a side effect of keeping company with those. You all go loopy.
You'll try living here.
Yeah, you ought to try living here. It's a lot worse than it looks, honestly. Right, so we've done that. Right, so what have I been up to this week? Well, yesterday morning I went to Blackpool. So as you lovely people will probably have been with me, I did my first walk up the prom, and I set off bright and early so that I could get the parking space, to be honest, because I've got a secret spot. Can't possibly tell you, or I'd have to kill you. So I totaled off to Blackpool, and did various different videos. So there's a nice little wedge of them waiting to be uploaded. Well, they're uploaded, but they're just waiting to be tickled and made live. Once I just have to put my fan on. I'm having one of those moments. And it was really busy. I mean, I got there at 9:20, so bright and early. And there's plenty of people, even at that time, tramming up and down and looking at what there is to do. Ian's just asked whether I went on the slide at Affinity. Well, let's just say there are 1 or 2 amusing moments on the video. You need to watch it while I finished. And if that doesn't make you smile, nothing will. So, by the time I'd finished, because I went down Blackpool South Shore, as you would have seen probably on the video, so by the time I'd finished, my head was sort of going like that, because it was so busy and so noisy. It's lovely, and I really like that buzz and that atmosphere and whatnot that you get. But when you're kind of working and busy and tramping about and rushing, I was ready for a sit down and a nice cup of tea. A nice cup of tea in a back mug. One of them. So this morning I've done it all again. And this morning I've been at Affinity. So probably most of you lovely people were with me when I did the very short live. I did a survey before I went to Affinity, and I asked on Facebook and I asked on YouTube which people preferred. Did you want a live broadcast, which is undeniably not as good quality video. It's a bit more jumpy, and that's to do with the fact that you're sending quite a lot of data through what is essentially a bit of a pants internet connection. Or did you want a pre-recorded one? So I did both, because Facebook people wanted pre-recorded and YouTube people wanted live. So I thought, right, we'll do both. So I did a little live, and absolutely silent, nobody there, quiet, deserted, all the place to myself. So I was really naughty. Wow, I got the place to myself. Well, in the grand scheme of things. So yes, so I've had a busy morning. So you need to watch the video, because I've been knocking crazy golf balls all over the shop. I might have been on the slide. I'm just hoping that Stuart from Affinity doesn't shout at me for setting a bad example. I did put a government health warning on the end that it wasn't something I would advocate normally for adults to do. But it was deserted at the time when I was getting stuck on the slide. I've had a gorgeous piece of cake. I've had a little nibble at some fudge. And I've been in and out of umpteen shops, so I've got a little pile of stuff here to share with you, because we all know that I am somewhat slightly addicted to the works, and I saw these on my way in to the works. So I thought, can you remember who was that comedian, Kevin, that had that funny wig thing, and he wore like not Maxwell. He wore like leggings, and he wore funny, and he had a wig a bald head and a wig that stuck out like that. What did they call him, people? I'm sure you know. And he used to sort of look down as he did something, and he put his wig on.
Maxwell.
Are you sure it's Maxwell? And then when he looked up, he got his wig on. Do you like them? I think they're just the ticket. What do you think to my new spectacles?
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. Actually, they're quite nice. They're a right soft shade of blue. Yeah. And I thought these were lovely for the finale when we do the poem at the end of Brew at 2. What do you think? I can't actually read the comments because obviously I've had to take my glasses off. John says Elton would like them. Yeah, I think they're corking them. So I'll leave them on a minute, and then until I can't stand them any longer. I've also got one ear higher than the other, so you can. Yeah, I've got one ear, so you can see that they're on a slant. Because my prescription glasses are twiddled, so that they look straight, even though I'm not. Anyway, so that's the glasses. So while I was on a roll, I went and tried something extremely bad for me. So I went to this sticky chocolate, got to hold it away from me because I can't read it, sticky chocolate company. And I said to him, can you cut me just a little bit off and I'll try it. I'll try a sample on my video. So I asked him to put the bits that he cut off in the bag. So I'm going to share this with you. I thought we would do a taste test, a double taste test. So these are the bits that I tried this morning because I really didn't want to end up any fatter than I needed to be. So this one is Oreo, and I can't say I'm a big fan of Oreo biscuits, but this is actually quite nice. It's sort of really creamy. It's lovely. Oh, that's really nice. So they've got a stall. That's lovely. I'm partial to a bit of fudge. They've got a stall until the end of August. I would highly recommend that. I'll eat the rest later with my cup of tea. I'm not saying I've got a sweet tooth, but it doesn't have to take some willpower. That's the word I'm looking for. Right. So before I take my glasses off, you might have noticed when you watch the video, when I was in work, so I was looking at these, which I thought had got quite an amusing application, because obviously it's sold as a extendable hand, but I think it's got other uses. T-Boy in training.
Hello?
Would you like to come over here, darling?
Oh, okay. I'll just put my glasses on. Do I have to look at screen?
Yeah.
Do I?
Yeah. Come on.
I'm coming.
Chip chop.
Sorry, time's money, isn't it? Oh, what? I'm not. What's that for? What's that for?
Do you like the specs? Come over here.
You've changed.
Come here. Come here. What's your head on the flap?
What are you doing to me?
No, come here where they can see you.
It's too near.
There you go. Highly recommended. Can you just imagine how much trouble I'll be able to cause with that?
Is that
Worth
all?
every penny.
Is that all I'm here for? Just give me that.
Worth every penny.
Kevin, all good solicitor. You're all right,
T-Boy says he knows a good solicitor. So I thought I'd have a nice yellow one, because then that would match my yellow paper that I use for my agenda. Right, I'm going to take the glasses off now, because frankly I can't see a damn thing, so I'll just put my glasses back on. Oh, that's better. I'd love to do that. I'd love to take me home. So that was that. So while we're on the subject of being rather ridiculous, I also got this, which is on the features on the video as well, and I thought it was anybody's for a laugh. Anyway, it says 150 on the packet, 50p on here, and when I got to the till it was 25p. So yes, I know it's cheap Chinese junk. In fact, where was it made? Oh, it's actually come all the way from Fleetwood. There is a toy a toy retailer called HTI, which is in Fleetwood, just next to Fisherman's Friends, and they sent stuff all over the place, manufactured by HTI Toys. Let's see if it tells us where it's actually being made. No, it doesn't tell us where it's actually being made, but oh, fabricate in China, as I said. So I'm a bit intrigued to see what it actually is, because we're back onto our favourite subject, aren't we? It's a little toilet. So I thought for 25p, we'll have a look at some cheap Chinese junk and see what it actually does. So what are we supposed to do with this, do you reckon? I know what we do with this. It's slime. You ready? It looks like gravy. Yak. It's slime. How do I get it into there? I think you're supposed to sort of hoover it up. Oh dear me. I think you're supposed to kind of hoover it up with the toilet. Oh, that's daft, isn't it? That don't work. Oh, look at that! It is sucking it up.
Sick.
Look at that. That's a particularly bad curry, that one, isn't it? Let's have another go. Let's see if we can get rest of it in. You don't have to have the mental age of a 6-year-old boy to watch this, but it's certainly an advantage. Now then, what do you think to that, people? It's a float of blusher. Oh, are you ready? And I think the idea is that when you've done that, you do that and it all comes back.
Very intriguing when you can hear it, but you can't see what's going on.
Dear me. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'll be here. I know I've got the mental age of a 4-year-old. I can't help it, but it's entertaining on a Tuesday afternoon, isn't it? Let me just put this little bit of poo in my toilet. I'm sure we can have some more fun with that at some point.
And you come down to my level.
Yeah, we've come down to Kevin's level. We're down to toilet. So, while I was in the shop, I've not finished yet. Are you ready? I saw this as well while I was in the works, and I'm not quite sure what it does. I think it's like my little sound effects buzzer thing. So I thought I would get one because it might be very entertaining. I've not opened it, as you can see. It's still all sealed up. Hold on, I've got my wire crossed in my glasses, in my scissors. It's still all sealed up, so we'll do that. I've got the batteries ready. I'm all ready. So let's have a look and see what this does. This might be a or it might be a yippee. There you go, put the batteries in. Let's see what it does. Oh!
Yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
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 Yes, 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 yes.
Yes, 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 yes.
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 Yeah, baby.
Yeah, quite like that actually. I think that's another one for the archive. What do you think? Yes. Yes. So, that's what a middle-aged, bordering on infantile woman gets up to when she's let loose on her own. So that was my exciting morning to share with you. Oh, it's a shame, isn't it? The van's coming for me later. It's going to come and carry me away. Yes, it is like that easy button from Staples. Yes, they use that button in Parliament, says Eric. Right, so I took all the junk out of the way, and then we'll crack on because we've still got quite a bit to do. So I've got a pile of comments and shout outs and birthdays and all kinds of different things here. So first of all, Andrea last week was asking about a wheelchair. So she's literally just replied as we've come on air and said that Haven, where she's stopping, have been in contact through their accessibility scheme, and they've given her a hire company for a wheelchair. So if anybody is interested, there is one that's available. It's called Millicare, and if I remember rightly, I think that's near the little windmill at Martin, near the big Tesco. So that's that. We'll put that on Visit FYLDE COAST actually, Andrea, because that's useful information. So I've written another joke down here. Are you ready? Mary had a little pig. One day it dropped down dead. Now it goes to school with her between two bits of bread. Oh, thank you ever so much, Senga. Obviously the poo really tickled Senga, because she's just given me a super thingy. I'm not sure whether it's a super thanks or a super sticker. It's a super sticker, I think. Thank you ever so much, Senga. That's really nice of you. Really appreciate that. She's stuck at the top. There's a little green blob at the top of your little thingy, and that's Senga and a little laughing thingy. I don't know who sent that joke in. I didn't actually write down who'd done it. So, Paul Burton says he's been meaning to say for a while how much I love your videos. I love your down-to-earth approach. Me? Really? And your voice and manner always cheers me up. Keep up the good work. That's lovely. Thank you ever so much, Paul. And Chris Biggins sent a comment in. We were talking about ants last week, weren't we? And the march of the ants across our driveway. And he says talcum powder chokes ants and stops them from tramping in whichever direction they're not supposed to be. So there you go, that's today's top tip. And I also as well put the video online of me having my picture taken with the dinosaurs. And Leighton Goss has put a comment underneath it and says, I noticed that they haven't got a shy dinosaur, which is obviously called Do You Think It's Sours? And he says, I get it's called. But I think it's sours. I think he definitely sours. So, right, moving on. Just when you think that you're walking about fairly incognito, because I'm not a big fan of, well, I'm not a big fan of everybody knowing who I am. And I know that sounds really weird. She's doing right job. I mean, fine, I don't have a problem at all with people stopping and saying hello and all that kind of thing. If you ever see me out and about, always stop me and say hello. But I'm a bit weird. I think I'm a bit weird. I'd rather be anonymous, which sounds incredible, but it's true. So just when you think that you're wandering about and you forget that there's people at other sides of it, you see, you forget that there's people at the other side of the camera. So I've got a comment here from Mary, Tom and Friends, and Kat says, thank you so much for the little shout out for my shop, which is on the seafront at Fleetwood. And I read it and I went, oh yes. They're doing some renovation work at the moment, so they're currently closed, hopefully reopening soon, and they look forward to welcoming me when they do open again. So I will pop in, Mary, Tom and Friends. It's the little gift shop on the seafront at the Esplanade. Jane, you know, we've got this recurring thing about scams and all the rest of it. Yeah, it's a bit strange, Aldo, because I never, you know, I managed to do Visit FYLDE Coast for 10 years and nobody had a clue who I am. And then all at once, as soon as I started doing YouTube, it's like, oh, it's her, that woman, that's what they call me. Frosty Sauce. You could be a dinosaur, Frosty. So we've had this recurring joke going on about scams, which is funny in the transmission, but it's not funny if you get scammed. So Jane had sent me one, and funnily enough, I've had exactly the same one umpteen times this week. People claiming to be official NHS employees sent to you by text, and they're wanting COVID passports in exchange, obviously, for a fee, like they do. The crooks have sent links which redirect you to a fake but convincing NHS website that asks you to apply for your digital coronavirus passport using your personal and payment details. Well, there's a surprise. Multiple sites have been set up, and as soon as one is taken down, another one appears. Hi Frank, yes, we'll bear that in mind. We'll see what we can do. Please warn Brew at 2 viewers, as to this type of scam, we won't want any of our lovely bats to be tricked. Exactly, I agree. I've had this week DPD trying to deliver my parcel, Royal Mail trying to deliver my parcel, and you just look at it and yawn and think, here we go again. If you get a text like that and you can tell that it's not real, and you can tell that it's not real because you've not ordered anything, so you've not got a parcel coming, You can forward it to 7726. I'll put that in the doodah underneath. Which is ActionFraud, and that's the police cybercrime doodah. I don't think that they would do anything about one individual text, but if they get 500 all coming from the same place, all reporting all the same thing, then that's when they act.
I sent one yesterday.
Yes, Kevin sent one yesterday. And there's also, as well, if you get emails, there's an email one that you can just forward them on to, and it's report@fishing.gov.uk. That's fishing as in PHISHING. So I'll put them in the comments underneath, and then you can find it, and you can, in fact I'll put it in the description, and then you can find it and you know what to do. And while we're on the subject of buying online, Gren, who I mentioned had sent us a lovely donation at the beginning, had been struggling a bit buying a mug because he doesn't buy online, generally speaking. So I know a lot of you are a bit airy-mairy about buying online, and you are very right to be very careful. So I'll just give you a few little top tips while we're on the subject, because you've got to assume that everybody is a scammer unless proved otherwise. So always use a credit card if you're buying anything online. I have a credit card and I never run up a debt. I always use it in exactly the same way that I would use my debit card. So I consider the money spent as I spend it, and then when my bill comes, it's settled every month automatically by direct debit. But when you use a credit card, you've got protection from your bank, and I know it works because I've claimed it back once. Stick to sites that you know, so don't go wandering off at a tangent buying from some remote place in Uflon Whatsits Chinese laundry. If you stick to things like Amazon and Marks and Spencer's and all that kind of thing, people that you know actually exist, you'll not go a right long way cockeyed. And always have different passwords for every website when you buy something. And as Eric says, PayPal is a doddle. But when you do passwords, I won't advocate that you do passwords like T-Boy in training, because honestly, Martians would struggle to copy what Kevin comes up with. But you need a longish phrase that's got a mixture of letters and numbers, and stick a pound sign or an exclamation mark or a bracket or something on the end, and then you'll be fine. So there you go. Right. What was I going to say then? Oh, I've gone blank. Yes, so that's the vaccine scams. And next up is, are you ready? On the subject of dinosaurs. I think there's something coming from corner. This is from Howard, and Howard says, an American couple are in the...
I've interrupted. I do apologise. It's not a genuine password, but that's.
This is the sort of password that Kevin cooks up. And he's got a label printer, which is what he's printed this on. So it prints them out for me on these, and this is the sort of password that Kevin comes up with for me to type in manually. Joking apart, I am being deadly serious. Mine are not that complicated or that long. I think it's a little bit overkill now. Anyway, back to the joke. An American couple are in the dinosaur area of the Natural History Museum in London. They say to the guide, "Gee, my man, just how old is this amazing creature?" And the guide replies, "It's 3 million years and 3 months old." So the American says, "Wow, how do you know that so precisely?" So the guide replies, "Well, it was 3 million years old when I started here, and I've been here for 3 months." Quite funny. And And, oh, still on the subject of dinosaurs and the dinosaur video. The dinosaur video. Michael Owen sent this one in. Are you ready? He says, the selfie that I took with the dinosaur, the look on its face will be the look of T-Boy in training next time you ask him to try some sour sweets. We'll find out whether that's true, or we could just give him a bat with the fly swat, couldn't we? What about that? Just bat him with the fly swatter. Right, and now we've got some shout outs. So, Andrea has asked for a shout out, and she says, would it be possible for a shout out, please, at this Tuesday's Brew at 2? It's probably the last one that I'm going to be able to see live, as I'm back at work full time. Ooh, after almost 18 months, it just gets in the way, doesn't it?
Needs to take a tea break.
Work just gets in the way, what can I say? But she's going to keep watching on replay and watching the other videos because they're very entertaining and informative. Keep up the good work. She can't wait to come to Blackpool in September for her jollies. All the best to all the bats, from Andrea. And to you too, Andrea. You keep watching. You can put your feet up when you come home from a difficult day at work and have 5 minutes and watch us. So, Jonathan in Doncaster wants a shout out. That's all he's asked for. He's asked for a shout out. So there you go. Jonathan in Doncaster, Sunny Donny. Richard Ayres is having tea with ham and peanut sandwich. That sounds nice. I presume you mean peanut butter, but that sounds quite tasty. I haven't got a bat yet, Ian. Ian says, have I not bought a bat yet? As soon as I see a bat, I will get a bat. It's the wrong time of year though. We need to be kind of Halloweenish, don't we, I think? We'll have to make do with the bat cup for the time being. And all your super chats, super stickers, cups, etc. all go towards us being able to make great content that you enjoy watching. And Vivian has also emailed, and Vivian says she wants a shout out for her daughter and herself for their birthdays. We'll do that at the time, Vivian, because it's not this week, is it? And she says, we are coming for a few days at the end of the month, and through watching you, I feel like we have never been away. Keep up the good work. It's been a lifesaver this past 18 months to loads of people. Well, that's a good job well done. Funnily enough, when I was in Blackpool yesterday, I was on the pier, and there is a little funny intersperse in that one as well, of me doing something that a woman of my age should know better. And as I was sort of gathering my composure, a woman at the side of me with 2 kids said, are you on YouTube? And I went, yes, I'm that woman. And little girl said, oh, I thought it was you. Your grandma loves watching you on YouTube. So this lady and her family were from Halifax, and apparently often see me on the beach down here at Cleveland as well. So, and she said exactly the same thing, that it had kept her going through lockdown. So that's, I consider that to be a job well done. So that's that. And now we are on to some birthdays. So, are you ready? Drum roll and fanfare. Today, it's Aldo's birthday. So happy birthday, Aldo. Big round of applause. I would offer you a sweet, but I can't kind of get it down. No, it's the fudge from Affinity. When we've finished, I'm going to eat that. I am going to be like a big fat pig by the time I've finished. Between 2 slices of bread, exactly. So it's Aldo's birthday today. So that's I always think it's nice when you have a birthday and you're kind of doing something and you're at work or you're with your mates or whatever. Because it makes you feel more birthday-ish, doesn't it? Yes, we could send him some zombie bombs. Couldn't we? And next Monday, are you ready? Another one? Another drum roll. We've got 2 this week. We've got 2 this week. Next Monday, the 16th of August, it is Marie Lawton's birthday. So happy birthday. Happy birthday, Marie, for Monday. So if you want your birthday shouting out, all you need to do is let me know. Ideally, send me an email to Jane, Jane, @therabbitpatch.co.uk. That's in the description underneath the video. Because if you've been watching this long enough, you'll know that I've got a memory like a sieve. And if you put it in the comments, I am bound to miss it. So I take no responsibility for anything that I miss that you write in comments. You need to email me. So that's that. We've got some for the week after, but I'll tell you them the next week. And while we're talking about congratulations and whatnot, I'd like to say, is Elaine Smith with us today? Are you watching, Elaine? Are you lurking? Or are you out somewhere entertaining somebody to coffee? Let's give her a chance to see whether she's there. While I just drink my cold tea. I usually end up having cold tea. No, I think she must be out somewhere doing something. Anyway, she'll have to watch this on catch up. Elaine Smith, the one who sends us the jokes. Elaine was for a very long time the chair of the Friends of Stanley Park, and she's recently stood down after doing a time. She served a sentence. That's all I can say. So I'd just like to say congratulations on your retirement from that task, and enjoy the coffee that you're obviously out of. I'll send her a message and tell her that we've given her a mention in dispatches at 42 minutes. And then she can watch it. So that's birthdays and messages. Right. Sourometer. Are you ready? Last week we had a bit of a disappointment, didn't we, Bats? We had a disappointment. We did snot shots and they were not sour at all, despite the fact that it says sour clearly on the packet. So we were sold a Swanee that is not sour. And they were actually quite nice, and when we'd finished I ate the rest of them. They're quite tasty, so I'm going to put that at the top. Not as nice as Flying Saucers, I must say. So I think we'll put them. In fact, to tell you what I'll do, I'll fold that in half, and then we can see the other stuff, because we're starting to get a bit cluttered up, aren't we? It doesn't seem like 2 minutes since this was empty. And Jane Kelt's sour zombie bombs are still way down at the bottom. I think it would have to be anything. In fact, T-Boy in Training thought that the lemon toxic waste weren't too bad. So I think before we've finished our Sourometer challenge, at some point he needs to do this. I don't know what you'll think, people. I think Kevin needs to have a go at that. Anyway, I've got another parcel from the lovely Jane. Now, I put this on as a post the other day to show you that it is arrived, and you can see that I haven't opened it. I've got the scissors. Hi, Georgina from Sedberg. Yes, Lindsay agrees that T-Boy in Training should do the sour zombie bombs. I think that will be quite, yes, it's essential, Bruce. We've had a vote on it, T-Boy, trainee. and we've concluded that you need to do zombie bombs before we've finished this series. Easy. We need to think of something else, though, before we abandon the Sour Sweets challenge, don't we?
Chocolate biscuits.
Chocolate biscuits. There's the thing. I don't think that's quite the same thing though, is it? Because that's just going to make me fat. See, the problem is, T-Boy, Dad told them, he's up to very recently, he's always been very thin. And when I say very thin, I mean very thin. And luckily, I inherited his genes. So up to being about 40, yes, his genes would have fit me. Up to being about 40, I never put any weight on. I could eat anything I wanted to. So I could eat chocolate, sweets, the whole lot, savouries, cheese, everything. And I never put any weight on, never made a blind bit of difference. And then of course you get to 40 and it starts clapping on. So I don't like it. I don't like it, people. Right, let's see what Jane's got in here. So this is Jane's... Oh, she sent me a bat! Oh, I like it, Jane. Look at this. Look at this, Kevin. It's a bat.
Brilliant.
It's a bat. I think I might
Well
have to
done.
hang that above. I tell you what, I'll hang it from the light fitting, and then next week it can fly at the sides of me like that. Oh, that's fab. I think actually it might. Does it fasten onto a cup? You could do. You could make it do that, look, and hook onto the side of your cup. Oh, I like that. I'm impressed. That's fab. So there is a Miss Helena. Apparently she'd bid on eBay. I'm impressed that you know how to bid on eBay because I haven't got a clue, honestly. She'd bid on eBay for some sour sweets. So their family, oh goodness me, I don't know what these are. Their family had tried quite a few of them, and they said the same thing, that a lot of them weren't sour. Weren't sour at all. So there's a little note in there. So you ready? Dear Jane, hope that all is well at the rabbit patch. Out of a selection of various sour items which I purchased on eBay, I've decided to send you the two blasters, which I hope will not lead to disappointment. So one is Brain Blasters, Dark Fruits Candy, and one is Brain Burners, Flaming Hot Candy. Oh dear me, I think that's going to be chilly, so we'll save that for next time. We'll do Dark Fruits first, shall we? I mean, looking at his face on the front of the packet, am I going to do that? Am I going to go cross-eyed as well? Oh goodness me! Do you know we're supposed to be adults, aren't we? About as much like adults. Oh, I reckon these are like what do you call them? Raspberry flavour. Well, at least that's a plus. Let's see if there's a warning on it, because normally if there's a warning, you know that the top's going to come off your head. Oh, here we go. Consuming more than one after a brief time may cause irritation to the mouth. Sensitive individuals should not consume this product. I'm sensitive. Aren't I, Kevin?
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear. Right, are you ready? So this is a raspberry flavour Brain Blaster. Let's cut the top off it carefully so that we can stick it onto the thingy-me-bob. I've got some pop in an empty cup, so I'm ready. I'm ready. Oh, sorry, Anne. Sorry, Anne. Sorry. Before we go any further, I've got Anne Allen has sent me messages to wish Ken a happy birthday on the 31st of July. And I'm sorry, Anne, I haven't written it down. I've been in a right flap this week. But you're right, and you did right to remind me. So happy birthday, Ken, for the 31st of July, which obviously we've missed by a few days. And the really weird thing about it is that, would you believe, my mum's brother...
That looks nice.
My mum's brother was called Ken Allen. What about that for a small coincidence? There you go, you see.
Happy birthday to you. round.
So happy birthday to Ken. Very odd actually hearing that. So are you ready? Back to the brain blasters. It's a little bit stuck to the packet. Let me just ease it out. Ooh, stuck. It's stuck. We'll give it a bit of assistance. Need to make sure that the packet stops intact. So far so good. Oh. Definitely sour. Oh goodness. It's that coating. Oh dear. Yeah, they're quite strong. It says it's number 5 on the sour scale. And the verdict is a bit awful until you get the coating off. I thought my tongue had gone blue then. I keep waiting for my tongue to go blue on one of these raspberry flavoured ones. I'm just looking to see whether it says anything about what's inside because I'm going to crack it open. Trying not to break my teeth, of course. It's not bad when you get inside that. Not bad at all. It's quite nice actually. I think what they need is a rinse under the tap before you try to eat them. What's inside? Oh, that's strong. It's such a sherbet inside it.
Which one's that?
Brain blasters.
I'll be alright with them.
3+, you'll be alright with them.
Brain blaster. There's nothing to blast.
Very true. Not bad then, Jane. Bit unpleasant, well, quite unpleasant to start with, but you've got somewhere to go before you get to the zombie bombs. They were awful. I mean, those zombie bombs, I couldn't even bring myself to swallow the coating. Really, really awful. So we'll try, and I can't say I'm looking forward to them. We'll do them next week, shall we? And see what they're like. I'll just eat this before we do Spark Milligan, because you don't want to listen to me slurping, do you? So, any questions while I'm just eating this? No way would I do I'm a Celebrity and do that eating challenge, because grubs is another thing altogether. I'll do things, you know, within reason that are a bit strange, but grubs, absolutely no way. Absolutely not. So, it's been a pleasure to spend an hour with you this afternoon, people. From me and my bat, it's time for the finale. Are you ready? It's time for the finale. I should put my suitable spectacles on and see if I can manage to actually see this to read it. Are you ready? Smiling is infectious. You'll catch it like the flu. When someone smiled at me today, I started smiling too. I passed around the corner and someone saw my grin. When he smiled, I realised I'd passed it on to him. I thought about that smile, then realised its worth. A single smile, just like mine, could travel round the earth. So if you feel a smile begin, don't leave it undetected. Let's start an epidemic, quick, and get the world infected. Or batty. See you next week. Oh no, sorry. It's not next week. I'm off next week. It's the week after that. So we miss a week. I'll see you later. Bye for now.